up guys, everyone, Moses here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you aren't subscribed guys, make sure you do click on the bell icon to receive amazing updates and smash that like button. So in this video I'll be going over the Infinix Note 7 Lite comparison with the Camon 15, but before then there would be an unboxing video, and through the video I'll just go through how similar these phones are and which is a better choice at the end for you to pick in 2020. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into the review. So the first thing you notice with this smartphone out of the box is it comes with the wrap both up front and on the back. Now peeling the wrap off the back and the front, now when you hold the smartphone in your hands, you would really feel that it's premium, and it does look premium. This is one of the best things about this smartphone, so let's keep that aside. Now inside the box you'll find the envelope, and inside the envelope there's a TPU case and some user manuals. You also get the micro USB, the charging brick and the earbuds. So going back to the smartphone itself, there's a new configuration to this smartphone, and it's the fact that it has a side fingerprint scanner which also doubles down as the power button. It has the volume rockers also on the same side as the fingerprint scanner, and I will talk about the fingerprint scanner later in the video. And on the other side you do have the dual SIM card and the SD card slot, and at the bottom you have the firing speaker grill, USB port 2.0, microphone and the 3.5mm headphone jack, and at the top there's nothing. On the back you have the quad camera setup. The smartphone design is just like the reincarnate of the Camon 15, unless for a bit of iterations inside the smartphone. So you guys would really see this when you hold the smartphone, and when you hold the Camon 15 you know that this is just like a rip-off. But one thing I really appreciate with this smartphone is that if you're ripping off a smartphone, at least maybe you should do it well, and that's exactly what Infinix did with this smartphone, and kudos for them for copying well. Now coming to the display itself, this is a 6.6 inch display with a 720 by 1600 pixels resolution, which is the same as the Camon 15, and the pixels per inch, which is 266, is also the same for the Camon 15. It also has a punch holding display, the same as the Camon 15, and this really is a matter of relativity. For me, I don't like the positioning, it's just huge, and this black hole on the screen doesn't make me enjoy my media. Another downside of the 720p screen is you can't enjoy HD videos at 1080 and above. Another good thing about the smartphone is the touch sensitivity. I mean, scrolling through my media feed and everything was so effortless. I enjoyed scrolling on the smartphone. The only thing that really dampened my experience is just the stock XOS launcher, which you can always grab any launcher of your choice and just change it. It makes for a more smoother experience. It comes with a quad camera setup. The main camera is a 48 megapixel camera, and there's a depth sensor of 2 megapixels, 2 megapixels macro sensor, and a QVGA low light sensor. It's a bit tricky here because the QVGA camera is just like a gimmick. I mean, there's a QVGA for low light, but there's no night photography, so I don't know where Infinix got it wrong, but here is definitely one of the places that they had it wrong. Still, the main 48 megapixel camera really shoots amazing pictures. You can also use the normal camera of the smartphone, but if you're using the 48 megapixel camera, you do get the best pictures with the smartphone. As you can see with the pictures I took here, you can get all those rich popping out colors that would just amaze you. So when it comes to the picture quality in general, color reproductions are more better. You get the greens in your picture, and the HDR is much more improved compared to the previous versions. So the AI is just getting on refined and better, although there's still room for improvement for this smartphone. It also has other features like the bokeh mode, which needs some improvement. What the bokeh mode does is it does have of its work, but not completely. I mean, when it's a bokeh and it has the f aperture, it's supposed to increase the width of the aperture to allow in more light for a better blur, but this is just mostly like a prop. You can just increase the blur of pictures, but you can't increase the aperture width. Macro shots are also good here, but still needs improvement, but it's decent enough. Selfie camera is an 8 megapixel sensor. This camera is just underwhelming compared to what we had on the rear, because I just felt that it almost was not on the same smartphone because the HDR is not good, and even the beauty mode smoothens your skin. It's as though I'm just a character out of a cartoon. When it comes to the video capabilities, you can shoot videos at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The stabilization is not really good at all, although the higher versions have in-camera stabilization, but for the base model Note 7 Lite you don't get the stabilization. Now at the heart of the device is the MediaTek Helio P22, which is the same as the Camon 15, and it's clocked at almost the same rate. So I ran the smartphone on Geekbench, but I couldn't just get the Antutu scores. For just some reasons it kept on crashing. I kept on trying to do it, benchmark it, but it was just crashing. So for the Geekbench scores, as you can see, it's not really underwhelming as well. It just did perform nice. And going to gaming itself, I did realize some frame drops, especially when I was playing Need for Speed. It's not something that you'd see unless you look for it. So this is something that you should know about the smartphone, that you would get frame drops. This smartphone is not cut out for gaming. If you're looking for a gaming Infinix smartphone, then you should go for the Note 7, as it features the G70 processor, which is rated to be a better gaming processor than the one featured here. When it comes to multitasking, it's just fluid and gravy thanks to the chipset and the 4GB of RAM and 64GB internal storage, which wouldn't suffice though, but you have an SD card slot that's expandable to almost 256GB, so it might come as just the saving grace for this smartphone. Into the software part of this smartphone, it comes with the Android 10, and along with it comes with all those features. You get the dark mode, and there are other nifty features like the WhatsApp mode, but most especially I think the highlight of the smartphone again is just the DTS technology it uses. But as you can see, just listen to the test of what I got without the DTS and with the DTS.
We are well up the rhythm, grind on the best, them are still homecoming. Them I love say them, I'm my done, baby. It's okay, give me the it's alright.
So as you can listen right there, the significance is not really like that mind-blowing. The only thing was you do get amplified sound when you're on the DTS. There's no bass coming out of the speakers, and it's a mono-toss like speaker, so you only get sound coming out from the bottom. When it comes to the aesthetics of the smartphone, it's fine. It comes in 3 colors: the space gray, violet, and the bush green. Not bush green actually, the forest green, and that's the unit I'm holding right in my hands. So when it comes to the battery storage of the smartphone, it boasts of a 5000 mAh battery and a supercharged 2.0, really of no significance as it doesn't have a Type-C. It really takes considerable period of time to charge this smartphone from 0 to 100%. You can roughly charge this smartphone on an estimate in about 2 hours or getting to 3 hours before you get the smartphone from 0 to 100%, and this is something you should take note of. So when it comes to the sustainability of this battery, fine, this smartphone would see you throughout the day effortlessly. In fact, I used the smartphone extensively. I played games and I did surf the internet, and at the end of the day I realized some battery still left, and which is just a plus for them. The only pain was, and the only gripe I would have about this is just the lack of Type-C, and charging really is gruesome here. Finally guys, what do you think about the review? Like when it comes to the similarities between the smartphone, across the board almost everything is similar. From the sound output, the only advantage this has is just the DTS technology, which amplifies the sound and you get much more sound. But the camera combinations on both the Camon 15 and the Infinix Note 7 Lite are about the same, and just the build, I prefer the build of the smartphone. And again, as I've said earlier, I just like the position of the side fingerprint scanner. The downside of the side fingerprint scanner is when I'm taking pictures, like when I want to just take a selfie and mistakenly my fingers just touch the side fingerprint, it just takes pictures without my own permission. When it comes to unlocking your smartphone, it's just really fast, and you enjoy how quick it unlocks the smartphone, and it's just at a convenient position. So when it comes to the price of the smartphone, it's priced at about 68,000 naira, and this smartphone is quite should I say expensive? Yeah, sure, it's expensive because we had expected it to come with a a 55,000 naira price tag, and I did mention it in one of my hands-off reviews. So there you have it. Zama Moses, and I'm signing out. Peace.